Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining today's session. My name is Josef Jelek, and I will guide you during this webinar. Marco, can you hear us? Would you be so kind, and can you start with the introduction?
Sure, Josef, thank you. Miodrag Stevo, da li se čujemo? Je li sve ok? Je li svi vidite ekran, Josefov isto?
Sve je ok, još se ljudi priključuju, ali mislim da bi već trebalo polako krenuti s nekim uvodnim dijelom.
Ok, može. Onda ćemo krenuti lagano s uvodnim dijelom, pa možda se još ljudi naknadno uključi. Znači, za one koji me ne znaju, moje ime je Marko Zovko i ja sam account manager za Nordics regiju, ali obzirom na govorno područje odgovoran sam i za Crnu Goru. Hvala vam prvo svima za ovako velik broj dolaska. Nažalost, u ovom trenutku, obzirom na situaciju u svijetu, moramo koristiti tehnologiju da bi prezentirali Web of Science, alat na koji se sveučilište u Crnoj Gori pretplatilo od 31.3.2020. godine, ali ja se nadam kada ovo sve se riješi da ćemo ja i moji kolege biti u mogućnosti da dođemo u Podgoricu i da sve ovo prezentiramo i uživo. Ja sam odradio jedan prvi mali uvodni trening na Web of Science prije par tjedana, a danas će moj kolega koji je jedan od naših solution specialista, on će odraditi trening na engleskom jeziku. Ukoliko imate bilo kakvih pitanja, slobodno ili putem chata u Zoomu postavite, ili naravno možete se unmutati i slobodno pitajte Jozefa ili mene ukoliko vam nešto nije jasno. Uglavnom, još jednom hvala puno na dolasku i ugodan trening. Josef, I made a short introduction. If you can also just introduce yourself briefly, and then we can just start. I will be monitoring questions on the chat group, and obviously, if there will be any, I will just raise them to you.
Great. Thank you, Marco, for an introduction. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, once again. My name is Josef Jelek. I'm colleague of Marco Zovko, responsible for training, customer support, and all related things. Well, I'm with the Clarivate Analytics for past 4 years, and before I was closely working in the information industry, but not from the commercial part, but I was working for the information center and the central library of one important university in Czech Republic. So this would be my short CV, and let me start about the Web of Science core collection and what is most important for you as a University of Montenegro. We will going to introduce you Web of Science core collection and journal highly cited data, two main products you are subscribing from the March this year. And let's start, let's say, with a short intro. Why is important to have or to work and to subscribe to our tool? You know very well that the informations are matters, and information is very important. Nevertheless, the scientific information, same as the other kind of information resources, are facing kind of the flood where we do have a lot of information sources, we do have a lot of journals, lot of publications which were in between where we have to choose the right source for our particular research. Web of Science is one of the tools which might help your effort and help your research be as efficient as possible. And during today's presentation, I would like to mainly mention the key characteristics of Web of Science and provide you with deep training into Web of Science core collection, which will be dedicated or which we will dedicate in the second part. Well, regarding the Web of Science itself, Web of Science is a part of a great suite of products which you might use for different efforts or for supporting your own research. A part of Web of Science, which we will describe today the mostly, our solutions can support you during discovery of content. I might mention the EndNote research or EndNote reference manager, which is available included to Web of Science and which you might use to collect interesting references for your own research. We can help you with the publishing strategy or with the publishing itself, regardless if you are editor or publisher or if you are let's say just author. Some examples: Publon's platform, which allows you to track your complete research profile and which is mainly created, or which was mainly created to support peer review process and peer review activities. Very important from our perspective is let's say research evaluation or research assessment, and these efforts are supported by either journal highly cited data or broader insights platform. More details later during today's presentation. Very important point when we start speaking about Web of Science is a selection process. Web of Science core collection is a selective database which covers approximately 20% of the world published research. We are indexing scientific journals, conference proceedings, and books, and each of these three document types or main document types are selection criteria when we would like to describe them just very briefly. And let's use an example of scientific journals. Selection criteria contains on several, we called it technically triages. Initial triage contains the formal requirements on the selected journal. So we have to make sure that the journal meets our quality requirements. The second part is done, second and third part is done manually by our editorial team, and we are testing these journals, let's say, to in order to meet our scholarly content criteria. We are really interested in clarity of language. The main language of the database is English, so each article or every journal which aims to be indexed in Web of Science core collection has to contain at least title or titles, abstracts, and keywords in English. The rest of the content might be in the local languages, but this is the minimum threshold we are requiring, or we require. Other formal requirements which are evaluated in the second or editorial triage might be seen on the slide. And once the journal passes this editorial triage, goes to our editors, which who are the specialists or experts for their field, and there is the final decision for indexing contents to Web of Science. They are analyzing the journals deeply. They are checking or controlling once the journal has the editorial evaluation or editorial triage, it's accepted to the end. Usually it's indexed by emerging sources citation index, which is the new citation index. I will describe it more into detail in a few more minutes. Nevertheless, the career journal, let's say it like this, doesn't fit with accepting to emerging sources citation. Its core collection contains the, let's say, flagship citation indexes: Science Citation Index Expanded, Social Science, and Arts and Humanities. And to these mentioned, accepted just those journals which are, let's say, considered as more influential, and this influence or impact is defined by citation analysis. So we are analyzing more into detail the citation standards, how are the journals cited, and so on so far. Our indexes are, let's say, communicating between each other in both directions. So when the journal is accepted to the flagship, it doesn't mean it's necessarily forever. We are continuously evaluating the journals and re-evaluating them every 2 years at least. And once the journals don't meet our selecting criteria, might be suppressed or moved to the emerging sources citation index, or removed from Web of Science completely. Well, and now briefly about Web of Science itself. Web of Science is a, let's say, a broader platform or a broader database which contains several sources of the data or of the document. Apart the Web of Science core collection, which you are subscribing right now, at least partially, there are 4 additional content types available in the broader Web of Science platform. We can name them as a regional databases, which allows you to navigate through the most impactful content or research content from the selected regions. The second type are the topical databases. Some of them are included in our broader collection. Some of them might be subscribed, let's say, separately. Last part is dedicated to the special content, let's say. Under the special content is a Derwent Innovation Index, which allows you to search within more than 50 million of 80 million of patents from which are describing 40 million of inventions. And very important source as well is Data Citation Index, which is providing the data from the research, so the statistic data, algorithm, which is pretty hard to place into the typical databases. And this is a really unique resource which might support your research significantly. The back file of our platform is in general till 1900, so you have to navigate the science let's say, real or true beginnings of the current research or current science. This is a little bit regarding more detail or more overlook to the content which is available in our broader platform. Let me skip this as well. But very important for Web of Science core collection itself is the concept of the citations and citation network. Web of Science, it's a special kind of bibliographic database, which apart the general data, tracks the citation or citation network. This concept was co-founded or started by our founder, Dr. Eugene Garfield, who was searching for the answer for how, in the most efficient way, connect or make references between the articles, between the published research. They found out with his team that the most efficient way would be tracking the cited references. Cited references has the advantage that they are created by the authors of the document themselves, and thanks to this we are able to fulfill two main requests. We are able to track the research topic during the time or time period, so we can track the topic from the newest or latest published to the origins of the research, easily, step by step, by these citation references. The second very important aspect, citation networks allows us to evaluate the research or research papers and point out the most important one or most cited, so we expect most influential or most impactful in our research field. Citation network, and I will speak about it closely or more into detail during the live demo. The citation network allows you to citation network allows you to navigate from the origin document or from your retrieved document to the cited references, so into the history of the topic. Same, you can follow the either impact of the research paper, or you can investigate what is the recent development of the research topic. Very important are the related records. Those related records are made by algorithm and puts together all records which coincides at least some of the cited references from your original paper. More in few moments. Very important aspect of Web of Science core collection is the cover-to-cover indexing, which means we index all papers or all documents published in particular journal, book, or conference proceeding, and we index really carefully the data which are stored in the original papers. Apart the main bibliographic information and cited references, we are harvesting the data about the authors, all authors and their affiliations, and funding information or funding acknowledgements and other. Thanks to this, we are able to aggregate the data, and we can use Web of Science either for evaluation of the research output for particular organization, or we can evaluate the countries, regions, territories, and other related content. Well, this would be pretty much the introduction to Web of Science. Let me remind you, if you have some question or comment, please don't hesitate to provide it via the chat. If it's English, I will answer it directly. If not, Marco will help me to answer the question, or he will translate it if necessary. Well, main address for Web of Science is webofscience.com or Web of Knowledge. We will share these links with you, but I trust the best way of accessing Web of Science will be using your either your library webpage or the addresses provided by your university. So let me jump into the Web of Science itself, and let's start with the introduction to Web of Science. Web of Science core collection is, as I said, just a small part of a complete Web of Science universe. Therefore, when we are starting to search in Web of Science, we have to carefully decide where we are going to search, especially when we are preparing data for our research evaluation. Therefore, keep in mind Web of Science core collection should be a point. Web of Science core collection itself allows you to search the data or search results in different ways. The most user-friendly would be the basic search, for where we are setting up or choosing the particular research fields we would like to, or the information fields we will them more detailed, little bit later. For experience and advanced search, which allows you to drill down deeply into the data, and which allows you to structure the research query as you wish. The main work frame for advanced search are the research or search tags, freely combined by the Boolean operators, which are a little bit described here. If you are interested in advanced search, please let me know via the chat. We can set up, let's say, advanced training. For specialist in the field of the chemistry is available structure search, which allows you searching in the specialized data in the chemistry using the structure or the chemical compounds or the chemical reactions. Very interesting tool when you are searching some inspiration in the research might be the cited reference search. Cited reference search serves to search the all research output which is citing the selected article or select publication. Thanks to the investigate all new research citing, for example, your paper, and this might serve you for in the case you would like to investigate what is the newest development in your particular research. In this time, let me briefly mention author search. Author search is a tool which allows you to search for the author profiles. Author profiles are something new which is available in Web of Science, and these profiles are automatically created by our algorithm. Nevertheless, it's there might be some differences or there might be some minor errors. If you found out some errors or discrepancies in your own profiles, please let us know. We might help you to make it into the order. And again, I will try to speak about it today, but if there is lack of time, we can meet and discuss author search more into the detail during the separate training. Well, and back to the basic search, and let me speak briefly about how to search your topic most efficiently. As I said, when you're searching for a particular topic, it's very important to set up the acceptable search query, let's say, for our research search engine. We tend to keep, let's say, classic in this search queries, and the reason is, one, we don't support the let's say misleading results, and as you know, in some other cases, you are very often offered by the content which is let's say subscribed, which is supported by other funding, and some search engines might prefer some sources compared you are pasting your search query. One of the example, we would like to search for the topic, or for the one of topic which is very important in our Central European region. I trust it will be very similar in your countries, drought and the threats. So the threat of or threats of the drought in our countries. To set up this search query, I've chosen the operator near, which defines that these two search terms will be won't be distant more than the 5 words from each other. This might be a very helpful tool when you are searching for particular search terms, and you would like to limit them at least partially. Other possible way how to search with Web of Science might be searching for the phrase. So for the search terms in the exact order as was pasted. For this purpose, you should use the speech marks as in the typical search engines. Very useful might be Boolean operators, which allows you to combining different searching fields or search fields. When we would use the AND operator, we would retrieve those records or those articles which meet both or which finds the both search terms. Or operator serves for extending our search. Let's say we can either consider the draft threads or the flat threads in the same time. Not operator serves to exclude particular search terms or particular records from our search results. Well, let's stop talking and start showing something interesting. Records which meets our search query. All records which or all are marked with in the fields we are searching in. When we are searching in the topic search, we or our search engine searches in the title, abstract, and the keywords of particular document. Keywords are available in two ways: keywords created by the author and keywords plus, which are created algorithmically by or from the cited references. Well, 322 records, it's a really quite a huge set of the documents. How we can reduce this number? The first way is to improve our search query, but it might take some time, and easiest way for us might be using the filters which are available for reducing of the amount of the records. On the first place, there are the filters related to the properties of the document or of the retrieved records. On the first place is highly cited in the field. This is really interesting filter or indicator which is provided from Essential Science Indicators, and thanks to this filter we might obtain just those papers who are, let's say, most cited in their field. All these papers were published in past 10 years, and during these 10 years collected enough citations to be part of top 1% of the most cited articles in their field. When you would like to investigate what is the original field of the paper, you can easily click the icon and you will see the threshold and the field in which was, or which in the field into which is the paper assigned to. So these are the highly cited papers. Let me return back. Very usual or very useful tool for navigation or for skipping between the searches is the here placed search history, which allows you to switch between your searches. Open access filter, this will retrieve you just those papers which are tagged as a free to read. Open access in Web of Science is, let's say, very important, same as in the publishing world. And the special, or the reason why we pay the open access is the Web of Science is a bibliographic database. The full text are not provided by us or not stored on our own servers. They're better said, and open access is very important shortcut to the published research. Open access in Web of Science is indexed in several ways. One is gold open access, and you might discover it among your content. This gold open access is available freely from publisher. Other kinds of open access content is so-called green open access. These green open access papers are usually stored in the institutional or the topical repositories. As you could see just a few moments ago, when you would like to investigate more about the open access, you can switch to the select more filters, and you will find the open access filters with the complete structure. Why we are providing this data or this order, we tend to provide you with the best version of open access which is available for a particular paper. So this would be the open access and how we can obtain the free to read journals. Very important to filter the results might be the time span, so we might limit our publications for past 6 years, or sorry, 5 years, and other aspects might be. Here we might see just a sample of 5 categories into which are our papers assigned, or better said, the journals where the papers assigned, papers published. If we would like to see more, you can easily click more option values, and you will in this moment see different options which are available. This is very interesting, especially in when you would like to track the impact of your particular research to cross fields. So you might find some interesting fields which does not necessarily match with the scope of the research. So, for example, impact on philosophy of draft threats, or psychology. This is let's say way how to find the relation between the research. So these would be the filters. The second possibility, how to reduce the amount of content or of the retrieved documents, are analyzed results. Thanks to this, you are able to analyze and filter the provided results. This might be a very useful tool in case you would like to obtain, for example, the core journals for your particular field. Thanks to this, you will retrieve the quantitative analysis in which journals is your topic published the most often, and this might answer your question: what should I read? Should follow the possible my web published? And here we are. I will show you more efficient ways how to published, where to publish to or things which might created and which is collecting all address information about your institutions, and assigning all these records under this term. Let me show you briefly how it works. And we might find your example as well, because this organization enhanced name is searchable, and it might help you to search for the results of your institution. How it works: we are collecting all addresses, as I mentioned in the introduction, and these addresses are afterward collected all together, and our internal team creates the rules which are used to identify all research belonging to one particular institution, and we are assigning to those papers or those addresses the so-called organization enhanced name. So this is the way how we try to help to improve the searchability of So organization enhanced might help you to find out, let's say, potential collaboration. Time for other. In the same way, we might use book series, meetings which show the important conferences which are. Same way, we can use funding agencies to track the funding opportunities based on the published research we found out. When we would like to limit the set of the articles we should in analyze results, choose those we are interested in, and then click View Selected. So this is the way how we are able to filter and analyze. Let me jump back into our reduced set of articles, and let me speak about the other aspect. We mentioned several times the citation networks or citations and citation network. Citations are very useful when we track the most impactful research which is published or which was published. And this is the alternative way and very important way how to order our results. Thanks to this, we are able to find out which papers in our research field are the most cited in the selected set of the articles. This is closely related to the citation network I described just in the introduction. And the citation network itself is based on the cited references. Each paper indexed in the Web of Science core collection contains the cited references. This is just a brief overview which contains the sample of 30 cited references. If you like to see all of them, easily click here view all cited references in the page. And thanks to this, you will be able to view the all cited references indexed for a particular paper. Unlike the other databases, we are indexing the complete cited references, including those papers or those cited references which are not indexed in Web of Science. For these cited references, we track the citations and other markers as well to demonstrate their impact. Those which are indexed in Web of Science might be clicked and might be, let's say, analyzed, or you might use or you might benefit from their own citation network. And as I mentioned in the infographic, or as I showed you in the introduction, you might use this to discover related research from, let's say, latest published to the origins of the research field. Well, the second direction of citation network heads to the recently published papers. So if we would like to track who or what papers are using or referring to our journal or to our paper, we can easily click the time cited count, and thanks to this we will obtain the set of 100 articles in our case, which are citing our original paper. And these citing articles are, let's say, we can filter them same as the search results, so we can again obtain the related fields or related research fields which are interesting for us, and other. Again, we might order the results based on the citation count, and we can easily obtain the most impactful research based on
Joseph,
the citation count. Yes, I am here.
Yeah, so basically when you are showing the filters, so I was just thinking that it's good to have this question that I got through the chat.
I'm reading
so
it.
Basically, Petar is asking, like, when I access Web of Science in the filter results by section, highly cited filter is not available, visible, open access. There is the time cited tab though. Yes, it gives the same results. Can you?
Well, this is this might depend. Thank you for your question, Petar. If I'm not mistaken, university is entitled to journal highly cited data, right, Marco?
Yes.
So or to help you, try to connect into the VPN, or in using the different solution to your institutional network, and then enter the essential science indicators, for example, from the menu at the top of the and you have to sometimes click twice. I'm out of the Clarivate IP addresses, so I have to log in. In your case, you should be available to sign any login requested, and there I would recommend you to sign in. You'll find an option here at the top right. So sign in using your email address, create account, and then click from here to the Web of Science. This will connect your two records, or to your two accounts together, and you will be able to see the SC tags or SC indicators. I mean, highly cited paper, hot papers.
Sorry, Joseph, Petar, if that doesn't work, we had same issue, let's say, with Stevo. He wasn't able to access new entitlement for him. So if you still are having issues with accessing journal citation reports or essential science indicators, just send me an email and I will work internally to get this done. To my email address and Joseph's as well in the chat box.
Great, thank you very much for your question, and be so kind, provide us with your questions via the chat or directly to Zoom. Great. So I described the ways how to order the results by the times cited count, and let's speak about the alternative, how to
Joseph, when you are now, sorry, when you are now with time cited, can you just have a look at the chat box? There is
I
a question
missed
with
it.
regards
Sorry.
to time cited. I just came in.
Okay, thanks. Thank you for answer. The essential science indicators has no impact for the time cited count. The results will be the same. Your results will be just extended by this indicator, so you will be able to obtain those highly cited papers. This is just, let's say, the benefit you have from subscribing the journal and highly cited data visible directly in Web of Science. So it won't decrease anything. Great. So alternative way how you can order your results are using usage count. Usage count is an, let's say, alternative metric which reflecting the phenomena of usage in Web of Science, and this might you might benefit from it in case the paper has not been cited. As you can feel, time cited count is closely related to the citations, and in order to be cited you have to publish your article, and it has to be indexed in Web of Science. Nevertheless, we are tracking this alternative, let's say, indicator to present you with the most influential research as is considered by our Web of Science users. Usage count is not counted, let's say, randomly. Usage count is generated by particular operations with the content. So in order to update the usage count, you have to either request the full text of the paper, you have to email the content, or download it to the reference manager. These are the only ways how we are tracking the usage. So what the usage count provides you, so you might see the very important or one highly cited journal published in 2000 or in August 2000, same as the article published in October 2013. The usage count is tracked in two ways, as a usage count or usage from last 6 months, or the complete usage, which is tracked since 2013. So you can consider these two indicators. Great. Let me speak briefly about the full article or a full record of our particular paper. Yeah, this is the right one. So as we said previously, apart the bibliographic data, we provide the full address information, including the reprint author, so the, let's say, owner of the know-how for the paper. And apart the reprint author, we are providing the addresses of all authors, and these addresses are linked to the authors. So thanks to this, we can aggregate the data, we can obtain the all research output for particular authors. Very important information might be the funding information, which is indexed from the acknowledgement of the papers, and we are following the funding agency, and when the grant number is mentioned, there is available the grant number as well. This is index from funding text or acknowledgement, which is available in the full text, and it might be read by our users. We were discussing, yeah. So this is the most important what I wanted to say regarding the full full record. One thing I skipped is the journal information. Journal information is very important when you would like to check the research impact or citation impact of the particular journal. This is closely related to the citation reports, the other product or the journal analytic product which is subscribed by your university. Thanks to this shortcut from Web of Science, you can simply verify if the journal is indexed in journal citation reports, if the journal has the journal impact factor for last year, so in our case 2018, and you can obtain the information in which of the journal assigned to, and the rank or the ranking of the journal, which is defined by quartile and by rank itself. And obtain the open access marker, but more about the journal and highly cited data later in the journal and highly cited data section. When we would like to discuss very important as well, or sorry, I'm using very important too often, but as I mentioned in the beginning, the Web of Science database is not full text database. Therefore, we are collecting the different solutions which helps you to get the full text. We've briefly mentioned the full text from publisher or open access possibilities which are available for you. I would like to inform you about one really useful tool which might shortcut your way to the full text. And this tool is called Copernio. It's a part of Web of Science solutions, and Copernio works as a free available plugin for your browser. If you are interested in Copernio, you can simply visit the Copernio icon or Copernio tool from Web of Science. You can easily add it to your web browser, register your account in Copernio. This is very important because thanks to this registration, we will be able to track the content which belongs to your university. And when you register to Copernio, you will be able to benefit from your own Copernio locker, which is your online available or private library of full texts. From the Copernio, you are able to export or download PDF, export reference to your reference manager, or cite the paper, or share with your colleagues or with your peers. So this is a very useful tool which might be used either to identify or retrieve the content subscribed by your university, or the content is. Try Copernio if you would like to, and let us know your feedback. If you have any struggles, please let us know too. Right. the very last topic we ends with is how to obtain the most efficient way the using the or for particular reason use combination of the name and of the affiliation of the author. Example, rather than the Czech example. The way how you can obtain this is you can search for either the surname and initial of first name using the author search, or if you would like to extend it, you might use the full version, but this is, let's say, broader, so you might identify more results. Then you will use the Boolean operator AND and select from the search fields organization enhanced. And organization enhanced has index of all name variants which are available for your institution. So you can easily search Montenegro, and thanks to this you will find out all research organizations which mention Montenegro and where is Montenegro mentioned in their addresses. So your searching field or tag will be University of Montenegro. When we click the D icon, you will find all different name variants which are indexed under the University of Montenegro. Don't be scared, this is not so wide or so broad as it looks like. Behind this Faculty of Economics are hidden other rules, at least the geographic location, so Podgorica, Montenegro, and so on so far. So using this add button, we can add this variant into our search query, and now we will search for the articles of Mr. Popovic published or affiliated to the University of Montenegro. So this is one way how to obtain the articles for particular author. In let's say 90% of cases, we might be very successful with this basic approach. Nevertheless, we are quite often facing the fact there might be the researchers with the in such a case, we might try the different way how to identify our particular research, and this is using the Web of Science Researcher ID or ORCID. Web of Science, these two identifiers, these two author identifiers, which we might use to retrieve our information or our articles as well. As I could see, University of Montenegro is using the ORCID mainly. This is not issue for us. We are supporting ORCID, let's say, separately. So all which you insert into your ORCID account are provided to Web of Science and are searchable as well. Nevertheless, if you would like to benefit fully from the profiles in the Web of Science, you would or you should log in to the Science Research ID as well. Web of Researcher ID is managed by the Pablons platform. Pablons platform is free or publicly available tool which allows you to create your own research record, and this is the research records which are provided for scientific community. Thanks to this research record, you are able to put together the your peer activity into one account. And we can easily browse them in Pablons by name or researcher ID or you and is how to feed the current account. You can start your private dashboard. I will do so right now. So you will start your private dashboard where is my record section, publications, and the easiest way how to feed your Pablons account and add your articles to your Web of Science Researcher ID is using import from Web of Science. This import option is reflecting the name you have inserted into your profile. So keep the order first name, second name. This will help the import module to track all your articles. And you can easily select those which belongs to you and import them. This import from Web of Science will attach the researcher ID into your profile, and let's say within 2 or within 10 working days, you should find your articles using your own researcher ID. If you are using ORCID, fair enough. The concept is very much the same because, as I said, our databases are exchanging the data, and ORCID articles are assigned to the authors as well. Very last topic related to authors is might be start from author search beta. Author search beta, as I said, is in beta or beta mode these days. So we are working hard on all improvements, and the results of this author search are not the articles itself, as you could see in the basic search, but the author profiles. Sorry, I will use the same example. Mr. Popovic, and you might find the several author records which are available for the selected name or selected variant. See, or these author profiles are created algorithms might have some limits. Therefore, in this particular cases is required the support from the end user. When you would to have your own author profile in Web of Science, the easiest way how to obtain it is claiming your own record, as Mr. Popovic did. In when you find kind of open profile which most likely belongs to you, when you are not the author, or when you are not the right author, because this might make some disorder in the whole process. If you are author, claim this record, you will be transferred to the Publons, where you will be asked for login or for register of a new Publons account. Before you register the new one, please make sure your account doesn't exist. Use, for example, browse researchers and try to search your account in advance rather than to create a duplicate one. Once you sign in or register, you will be transferred to Publons, and you will be asked to verify your articles. Please control them and click or choose those which doesn't belong to you, and the rest of your articles import to your profile in the Publons. Thanks to this, again, you will obtain your own researcher ID, which will be searchable in Web of Science, and your account or your article record will be locked, so no one else will be able to overtaken this record, and you will be able to benefit from this author profile in in Web of Science. So you will create your own identity in again, as Marco mentioned, if you have any doubts, please let us know. Use the provided content. We will try to support you as much as we will be able to. So I'm afraid we will not have enough time for cited data for today. Let me before we continue, let me answer the question. I think you can use the Web of Science from now. The address to access the Web of Science will be webofknowledge.com. Let me share it with you. Or Web of Science or so. if you are working remotely, sorry, I just send it just to Stevo. So if you are working remotely, please make sure you are accessing Web of Science from your university subscription first, because when you are accessing Web of Science this way, you will be able to create your own account in Web of Science. You can easily sign in using your email. You will create your own password. And when you finish these steps or this procedure, you will be able to use your Web of Science account to access the Web of Science remotely. So from your home, from your particularly wherever you would like to use Web of Science, you might use this account. It's valid for following 6 months, so it means you should log at least once, several times in following months using your own credentials. Well, let me finish the topic and let me mention two very useful tools which are available at the end. Very might be alerts. These alerts will inform you in selected time frame about the new content which is available in Web of Science. You can easily create an alert using this bell icon. Create an alert. You will name it. You will name it and decide if the alert should be sent as an email, or if the alert should be stored So if you would like to manage your alerts, the main tool for managing alerts is hidden here: searches and alerts, saved searches and alerts. You so you might be informed daily or monthly. And if you would like to share share your alert or share your content with your colleagues, you can easily add them here in the manage alert section. Are retrieving. Well, other I wanted to mention is reference manager, which is available or included to Web of Science suite. It's called EndNote Online, and thanks to this EndNote Online, you are able to collect the references, share them with your colleague, and cite those references in your own manuscript. This solution is available free of charge for and of science users do have a benefit that you are able to use, let's say, extended version of this EndNote Online. If you are interested in EndNote Online, you can easily either click to the EndNote button here, or when you transfer your records first time to the EndNote Online, or you will be asked to set up your account. Please use the same email as for Web of Science, and then you will find the EndNote in your own tools. EndNote Online serves pretty well to the research community, and it allows you to store up to 50 references, which might be ordered according your own decision, so might be grouped separately. These groups might be shared with your colleagues, and as I mentioned, the most important thing on EndNote is this is in download section, where you might find the the plugin for the Windows or Mac platform, which extend your Word, for example, for the plugin which allows you while you read. This is useful tool, and if you would like, I would recommend you either visiting the trainings provided by our EndNote colleagues, or please let me know. We can set up the special session related to EndNote just for you and your. I'm sorry right now. I do have some issues with my computers. Just let me just let me know if you can see my screen still. I just wanted to switch to the information resources.
I can just see your desktop, which is
awesome.
the Clarivate logo. But
great, thank you.
Else. Yeah.
For letting me know. We are presenting for almost 90 minutes, so which is equal to the film. And let's continue this training maybe in a few next time. Would you agree?
Yes, I agree. Thank you, Joseph. So we can obviously we will be doing a lot of these. As I mentioned, this one is the first of many. Hopefully, then we will have on site this pandemic passes, and Stevo and others who are interested in trainings, and obviously the rector of the university itself. And we will be able to offer another similar training to this with some other tools. Any kind of questions you may have that you were not able to ask today for the next time, we gather these together and just coordinate another session when it's the best time for everyone at the university. Joseph, going to send this slide deck also to Miodrag after the presentation. Obviously, you will have the recording. You can share it with your colleagues. And that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for having us today. Thank you very much for staying online, and stay safe, and hopefully we will see each other very soon.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Podgorica.